Sting vs Hollywood Hogan in the match dubbed the rematch of the century. The date, February 22nd, 1998. The event, WCW NWO Superbrawl 8. This was the night when Sting finally defeated Hollywood Hogan to get his hands on the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. We say the night when Sting finally got his hands on the World Championship. We emphasise that word finally because it had been a tough road to get there for Sting. After an amazing build-up with Hollywood Hogan, Sting would finally get his hands on Hogan at Starrcade in December of 1997. Sting did get the victory that night, but there was controversy surrounding the win. So Sting and Hogan had a rematch the next night on Nitro, but that match would end up in a no contest. So Sting would hold on to the world title for the next few weeks up until the next month's pay-per-view, which was WCW NWO Sold Out. And it was on this night that the fate of the World Championship would be decided. WCW President J.J. Dillon stood in the ring with Mean Gene Okerlund as they introduced former interim commissioner Rowdy Roddy Piper out into the ring to make a decision. So Piper brought everybody out into the ring who was involved in the matter. Sting and Hollywood Hogan, of course, but also Scott Hall. He was the winner of World War III, so he was the #1 contender for the title. And with everybody in the ring who needed to be, Rowdy Roddy Piper made a decision. And the decision was that the title would be vacated and Sting and Hogan would have a rematch at the next month's pay-per-view Superbrawl 8. Where a new champion would finally be crowned. Hall and Hogan were not too happy about this decision at all, but Piper had made up his mind. So bring on Superbrawl 8 and the rematch of the century. The two men stepped into the ring prepared to do whatever it took to win that belt and show everyone who the real WCW Champion of the world was. Sting wasted no time running to the ring, but was quickly whipped with Hogan's weightlifting belt. However, Sting would rebound, unleashing punches and kicks to Hogan, and after atomic dropping the NWO leader, Sting took that same weightlifting belt that he was whipped with and gave back a healthy dose of punishment to Hogan. After a missed Stinger splash, Hogan managed a stiff chair shot to Sting. Sting would rebound and slap the Scorpion Deathlock on Hogan, but Hogan managed to make it to the ropes. Sting then nailed Hogan with a Stinger Splash, however unfortunately he also nailed the referee. And this brought in the very controversial Nick Patrick. He was the man who had delivered that fast count at Starrcade just 2 months earlier, which created the stir of controversy in the first place. And here he was, back again, refereeing the two men. However, this time around, Nick Patrick was staying on the right side of the rulebook and he refereed a fair match. Sting went for the Scorpion Death Drop on Hogan, but referee Nick Patrick got injured. So a 3 count couldn't be made. And with the ref knocked out, this brought out the NWO. However, Sting was up to the challenge as he single-handedly cleared the ring from the NWO onslaught. And this is when Randy Savage came in and he hit Hollywood Hogan over the head with a spray paint can. Sting, seeing Hogan still out, went for the pin. Nick Patrick made the count and Sting was the new WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Seeing the spray can that Randy Savage had left lying in the ring, Sting picked it up and painted the famous letters WCW on Hogan. This interference by Savage, of course, ignited a huge feud between Hollywood Hogan and the Macho Man. But this night was Sting's night. After all the back and forth and to and froing, Sting had finally been crowned the World Champion. Thanks heaps guys for tuning into the video. Be sure to drop a Scorpion Death Drop on that like button and subscribe to the channel for more awesome pro wrestling action from the WWE, the WCW and much more.